Hello, 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 welcome, welcome. Come on in, come on in. Well, here we are again. We had a couple of weeks off, didn't we? Had 2 weeks off, yeah?
Yeah.
And now we are back. We're back where we love to be, on the boat, on the canals. So, this week I've got a very special vlog for you. While I've been away, we've managed to obtain a new camera for the live 24/7 feeds, and you can now view those by following the link, which is going across the bottom of the page now. And it's got sound. Now, obviously with the sound issues, there may be times when we need to cut that or mute it temporarily, depending on where we are. But for the most part, you've got control over the sound. You can turn it on or you can turn it off using your volume controls. And I hope you really enjoy the new camera, and I hope you enjoy the new streaming service. And you've got something you want to say, haven't you?
I'd like to thank everybody for wishing me well when I was not very good at all. It was really rough, and I'm sorry I missed the foregoing narrowboating, but thank you for all your lovely messages, and I'm better now. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Good. Well, the old foreground narrowboating was good. We did that. The next one will be at Crick on the 2nd to the 5th of June. So please do come along and say hi. The Gigabit sisters are going to be there. Here's one of them. And I understand the Gigabit sisters will be doing a special in the next week or two. So look out for the announcement on that one.
Maybe next Sunday.
Maybe next Sunday?
Yeah, maybe.
A week tomorrow?
Yeah.
We'll have to see.
Yeah.
Right. Great, let's get on with this week's vlog then. Now, I do apologise before you watch it, it's a technical vlog. It's all about the camera and how to set it up. So if you need to know whether you're on a narrowboat or whether you're on dry land, on the beach, on the sea, or anywhere that you want to live stream to YouTube, this vlog will tell you how to do it, including how to configure the camera. So let's get on and enjoy it, yeah?
Yeah.
Hi, and welcome to this week's vlog, which is a vlog with a difference. I'm often asked, how do I do the live streaming to YouTube on my 24/7 cameras? So I thought I'd actually put a vlog together and explain the process, because it's now changed. Previously I was using one of these cameras connected to one of these, there we go, encoders. What that basically means is that the wireless, the Wi-Fi signal from the camera was coming into my mobile router and was then going into the encoder, and was being manipulated inside in a little box of electronic tricks, and then being sent back to the router and off up to YouTube. So there's quite a lot of incoming and outgoing traffic. I've long thought that maybe that was causing me to have issues regarding the transmission quality or not. Then along comes Storm Eunice, followed very closely by Storm Franklin, but Storm Eunice did my camera in. Whether or not one of the clunks that I heard at night was a branch knocking it, I don't really know, but when I woke up the next morning I had no aerial, and my actual feed on my live camera was stuttering. So for a very long time now, many of those that follow my live channel have asked me whether I can include a sound. So I thought this may be the ideal opportunity to try and get my hands on a camera and to put it all together and basically transmit my live from that camera, including sound, onto YouTube. And then I noticed that I could do away with my encoder using the protocol RTMP. Yeah, technical, just remember RTMP. And that is the necessary protocol you need to transmit live to YouTube. And in this video, which I've split into different chapters, so you can skip ahead if you wish, and I'll just put those chapters up on the screen now with the relevant timings. So do feel free to skip along if you do, and as you can see, they are split into 3 different or 4 different sections. So let's get on with it, shall we? Let me introduce you to my new camera. So, the camera itself is this one. It is a Hikvision or Hikvision, however you want to pronounce it, DS-2CD2386G2-ISU/SL. Don't worry, all the information relating to the camera and my other equipment that I'll be talking to you about is in the detailed program description below. So let's have a quick look, shall we, and see what we get in this here box. An instruction book, a template for the screws, an Allen key which you need to lock the head of the camera in position, some fixing screws, although I will be using security screws and not those. And here, here is the camera itself. Now it's what they call a turret camera. And I should be mounting it flat against the bow of the boat, and that will then enable all of these goodies to work. But I'll explain more about that as we go along. Now, one of the things that I want to be able to do is to send my signal directly to YouTube from this camera alone. In other words, not using the encoder we spoke about earlier. And at the end, the camera does come with other connections. There's a 12-volt connection, there's a mic and an external mic and external data. But I don't want to use any of that. I just want to use the Ethernet cable. Now, if you use Cat 5 and above, and for the purposes of my installation, I'm using Cat 6 cables. Here's the short one. And as you can see, they are flat braided, they are screened, and I've done that on purpose to ensure that when the mobile broadband increases and 5G becomes readily available, I don't have to keep changing all this, the camera or the cables. That's the short one. Now, why have I got 2 cables? And there's the big one. Well, this is the one. This is 4 meters in length, and it's sufficient to go from the bow of my boat into the place where my router is. However, I have a problem. Because I'm only going to be using one Ethernet connection, I need to make sure I can use, which this camera accepts, what they call POE, or Power over Ethernet. Now most mobile routers, and in fact home routers, do not provide a POE port on their router. So it's necessary to buy in a means of putting some power to the Ethernet. And I'm using this baby. And it is in fact a POE Injector from TP-Link. And in the box we get the injector, we get the plug, and we get an Ethernet cable, but I won't be using that one. Now on this particular injector you can see that I've got an Ethernet port and a power port. So using the power adapter supplied, I will attach that to here, and I will attach to this point here the short Ethernet cable from my router to this. My long 4-meter cable will come out of this end. Now this end will now have power in it, so it's called a power over Ethernet or POE output, and that is sufficient to run this camera. In the next part I will explain what I needed to do to set up this camera. Right, so the first thing we have to do is to download the latest firmware, or to check that we are on the latest firmware. Let's double click and go into the portal itself. We have 3 options, and the middle one is the one we're looking for, product firmware, and we are looking for Hikvision on the very top. As you can see, there's an awful lot of firmware upgrades for all the Hikvision types. We however need the one that's marked front ends, so double click that, and then we can see IP camera. We need to click on that. Now at this point it's worth noting, and here is the link, that you have to put the right type of firmware onto the right camera. SSR Trading are in fact a wholesaler and do not sell direct to the public, but Larry there was invaluable to me with advice, and thank you so much for them, and that is why I'm happy to credit them. They have produced a document, the link of which I've just shown you, and in there you can find out which type of firmware you require for the camera. In our case it's a G3. So we'll head down to the G3 platform and double click it. And here you can see that the RTMP firmware is highlighted at the bottom. To double click that. Now I was told to use this top one. Now I see that there is an updated version, but I've not yet had chance to try it, so I'm going to click on the one I was advised to use. But first we have to download it. Once downloaded, we double click it to open the zip file, and then we need to save this particular file to a safe place. Now I've got a folder set up for it on my desktop, and in there is where I'm going to save this file, because we shall want that again later. Second piece of software we require is an SADP tool, which enables us to easily adjust and edit the configuration of the camera. So let's go ahead and just download that. And now there are two, when you do a search for SADP, there are two options, but I chose the European one for the UK because that's where I'm based. Once downloaded, we double click on the exe file that is downloaded and it will install the actual SADP software onto my laptop. Just give it a second or two and it will pop up. There we go. First of all, you have to agree and make sure it's in English. And it's completed. We have downloaded the firmware and the SADP tool. We better go and configure it all. It's a very simple process. The first thing we need to do is to continue the installation of the SADP software, and as you will see, it has found my camera already and it is shown as inactive. So the first thing we do is make it, we highlight the camera and then we have to enter in a password. So let's just go ahead and do that. Hikvision also supply an app to enable you to connect to your camera directly, and you can do lots of exciting things on it. And by checking this box, you can pop up a screen so you can enter in your access codes. However, this vlog is not about the Hik Connect app. But it's very simple to set up. Now what we first of all need to do is we want to give some security so that if we get locked out we can get back in, and that's all part of the setup process. The other thing that we need to do is to give it a fixed IP address, and we do that by changing the network to a free channel, and I happen to know number 7 is free, so I'm going to pop 7 in there. And that is all I need to do, and check everything else. But we then have to enter our password in that we just entered, and once that is done we can hit the modify button. You will note now that the camera is now shown as active and the IP address of that camera has been changed. Now we can double click that IP address in there and it will open up the configuration software, or you can type it in. So we enter in our username, which by default is admin, and the strong password which we used below. This will automatically default to the camera's live view, but we need to configure the camera. So there are several things that we need to do, and the first thing that we need to do is to head over to our system settings and note that we have the right camera and also what the current firmware is. Under the maintenance page, we can then go back to the firmware box, select our file we downloaded earlier, and we can just, if it's not already unzipped, unzip it, but we can then pop it in there and press the upgrade button. Now it does take a few seconds to upgrade, and the first thing that will happen after it's upgraded is your camera will reboot. So let's log back in again, and you'll be pleased to know we are nearly at the end of our configuration, but now we have to make it YouTube friendly. But first, let's just check our system settings that the firmware has been successfully upgraded. Under basic settings, we can confirm that the IP address has been completed, and if we look under the advanced settings, you will see that we now have a tab for RTMP. Yes, this is what we're looking for. We check also that the frame rate is set to about 15. That's always a good place to start. And we check the video bitrate down to 6144. Checking also that we are on H.264, otherwise it will not work. And then we can save that. You'll notice the settings shown are for the 4K, but I found in practice the bandwidth required me to knock it down to 1080 HD. Another important modification is to go on to your security settings and change it to read Digest Basic. Otherwise, again, you may experience problems with it uploading to YouTube. Go back to our video tab and check everything's okay before going on to our audio tab, where we adjust the settings to 44.1 MHz and we ensure that it is on encoding AAC. For the exciting bit, we go on to the RTMP tab under Advanced Settings, and we make sure that we have enabled that by checking the box. And then we head over to our YouTube channel. And we go live. There's a couple of things that we need to copy from the live stream. The first is the main key, which is just here. Look, we just copy that. We come back to our other page where we paste it in. Then we do a / right at the end. That's important, that /. We then come back and we copy the secret key. We then come back again to our feed, and after the / that we just put in, you paste that in to the box as well, and you save it. Very important. We can then head back to our YouTube channel and we can confirm that indeed our camera is now streaming live to YouTube. For those of you that wish to use RTMP to live stream to video, I hope you have found this interesting vlog. And as you can see, once we've installed the camera, we get a fantastic night vision picture, and of course the converse Once day breaks, we get a superb HD image in colour. There we go then. If you've stayed this long, thank you very much for watching our vlog, and next week we'll be back to a normal canal type vlog, won't we?
Yeah, that'll be good.
Bit of cruising in, yeah. We'll have moved on from here, and it's been absolutely super to be back with you again on this glorious weather that we've got here today. So this is just got to say thank you so much. Thank you to all those lovely subscribers, whether you're a new subscriber, whether you've been with us right from the start. Just want to say huge thank you. You mean your input, your messages and your comments, they mean so much to us, don't they?
Yes, it's great, lovely they are. Yeah.
So that's it then, and if you haven't already subscribed, do press the subscribe button. If you're looking on a mobile device, it's the right hand corner of the screen as you're looking at it. That would be wonderful. So until we see you again next week, this is Ian,
Carol,
saying ta-da.
bye.
Look after yourselves and stay safe.
Yeah.